Genesis chapter 19, KJV Trivia. Genesis chapter 19, question 1. Who arrived at Sodom in the evening while Lot was sitting in the gateway of the city? A. Abraham. B. 2 angels. C. Sarah. D. Robbers. The correct answer is B. 2 angels, as found in Genesis 19, verse 1. And there came 2 angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. Genesis chapter 19, question 2. Where did the 2 angels who visited Sodom spend the night? A. An inn. B. The square. C. Lot's house. D. Outside the city gate. The correct answer is C. Lot's house, as found in Genesis 19, verses 2 and 3. And he said, Behold now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early, and go on your ways. And they said, Nay, but we will abide in the street all night. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him, and entered into his house. And he made them a feast, and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. Genesis chapter 19, question 3. All the men of Sodom surrounded Lot's house, and wanted to have sex with who? A. His 2 daughters. B. His wife. C. The 2 angels. D. His sister. The correct answer is C. The 2 angels, as found in Genesis 19, verses 4 and 5. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. And they called unto Lot, and said unto him, Where are the men which came in unto thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. Genesis chapter 19, question 4. Who did Lot offer to the men of Sodom instead of the 2 angels? A. His 2 daughters. B. His wife. C. A servant girl. D. His sister. The correct answer is A. His 2 daughters, as found in Genesis 19, verse 8. Behold now, I have 2 daughters, which have not known men. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as it is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing. For therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. Genesis chapter 19, question 5. What did the men of Sodom do to try to get to the 2 angels in Lot's house? A. Break the door. B. Burn down Lot's house. C. Break a window. D. Go to the back door. The correct answer is A. Break the door, as found in Genesis 19, verse 9. And they said, Stand back. And they said again, This one fellow came in to sojourn, and he will needs to be a judge. Now will we deal worse with thee than with them. And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot. and came near to break the door. Genesis chapter 19, question 6. What happened to the men of Sodom, young and old, who tried to break down the door of Lot's house? A. Their language was confused. B. They fell down dead. C. They completely lost their hearing. D. They were struck with blindness. The correct answer is D. They were struck with blindness, as found in Genesis 19, verses 10 through 11. But the men put forth their hand, and pulled Lot into the house to them, and shut the door. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they wearied themselves to find the door. Genesis chapter 19, question 7. What happened when Lot told his sons-in-law that the Lord was going to destroy Sodom? A. They were terrified. B. They thought Lot mocked them. C. Lot shook them. D. Nothing. The correct answer is B, as found in Genesis 19, verse 14. And Lot went out, and spake unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters, and said, Up, get you out of this place, for the Lord will destroy this city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law. Genesis chapter 19, question 8. The angel told Lot to take his wife and daughters, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. Lot and his family were to flee for their lives to the mountains, and not to stop in the plain, or they would be swept away. What other instruction were they given? A. Take food. B. Don't panic. C. Look not behind thee. D. Hold thy hands. The correct answer is C. Look not behind thee, as found in Genesis 19, verses 15 and 17. And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife and thy 2 daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. And it came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, that he said, Escape for thy life, look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain. Escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed. Genesis chapter 19, question 9. Fill in the blanks. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and Gomorrah, blank and blank, from the Lord out of heaven. A. Brimstone and fire. B. Limestone and fire. C. Hailstones and fire. D. Quartz stone and fire. The correct answer is A. Brimstone and fire, as found in Genesis 19, verse 24. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah, brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. Genesis chapter 19, question 10. When Lot's wife looked back at the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, what did she become? A. A frozen statue. B. A heap of ashes. C. A pillar of salt. D. A pillar of limestone. The correct answer is C, as found in Genesis 19, verse 26. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. Genesis chapter 19, question 11. Early the next morning, after the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, someone looked down and saw dense smoke rising like from a furnace. Who was this person that God remembered? A. Lot, B. Abraham, C. Ishmael, D. Isaac. The correct answer is B. Abraham, as found in reference Genesis 19, verses 27 through 29. And Abraham got up early in the morning to the place where he stood before the Lord. And he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah, and toward all the land of the plain, and beheld, and lo, the smoke of the country went up as the smoke of a furnace. And it came to pass, when God destroyed the cities of the plain, that God remembered Abraham, and set Lot out of the midst of the overthrow, when he overthrew the cities in which Lot dwelt. Genesis chapter 19, question 12. Lot and his 2 daughters left Zoar, and settled in the mountains, because he was afraid to live in Zoar. Where did they live? A. Under a large tree, B. In a small house, C. Near Abraham, D. In a cave. The correct answer is D. In a cave, as found in Genesis 19, verse 30. And Lot went up out of Zoar, and dwelt in the mountain, and his 2 daughters with him. For he feared to dwell in Zoar, and he dwelt in a cave, he and his 2 daughters. Genesis chapter 19, question 13. One night Lot's daughters got him to drink wine, and lay with the older daughter to get her pregnant. The next night he drank wine again, and got the younger daughter pregnant. What was the name of Lot's oldest daughter's son? A. Moab, B. Ben-Amani, C. Ben-Lot, D. Zoar. The correct answer is A. Moab, as found in reference Genesis 19, verses 32, 33, 36, and 37. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. And they made their father drink wine that night, and the firstborn went in, and lay with her father. And he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. Thus were both the daughters of Lot with child by their father. And the firstborn bare a son, and called his name Moab. The same is the father of the Moabites unto this day. Genesis chapter 19, question 14. What was the name of Lot's younger daughter's son? A. Moab, B. Ben-Amani, C. Ben-Lot, D. Zoar. The correct answer is B. Ben-Amani, as found in reference Genesis 19, verses 35, 36, and 38. And they made their father drink wine that night also. And the younger arose, and lay with him. And he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. Thus were both the daughters of Lot with child by their father. And the younger she also bare a son, and called his name Ben-Amani. The same is the father of the children of Ammon unto this day.